John Allspaw said, "An engineer who thinks they are going to be reprimanded is disincentivized to give the details necessary to get an understanding of the mechanism, pathology, and operation of the failure. This lack of understanding of how the failure happened all but guarantees it will repeat. If not with the original engineer, then with another one in the future." In the last two lessons, we examined what blame culture costs an organization, the fear that suppresses reporting, and the repeat failure cycle that punishes people while leaving faulty systems intact. Now we want to look at what the alternative is like in practice, not theory, in organizations operating at the highest level of performance and reliability in the world. Google runs billions of searches a day. Etsy reshaped how the technology industry investigates incidents. Netflix streams to hundreds of millions of users and measures reliability in milliseconds. NASA operates in an environment where a single overlooked failure can cost lives and billions of dollars. These organizations haven't chosen the blameless route because they are soft. They go the blameless route because they discovered something their competitors didn't. The organizations that learn from failure faster than anyone else outperform everyone else. Blamelessness is not a feel-good philosophy, it's a competitive advantage. Before we examine these organizations individually, we want to understand the foundation they all share. In the 1990s, Harvard Business School professor Amy Edmondson studied medical teams in hospitals. She expected the best teams to make the fewest mistakes. Instead, she found that the highest reporting teams actually reported more errors, not because they failed more often, but because they felt safe enough to speak up. Edmond called this psychological safety, the shared belief that a team is safe for interpersonal risk-taking, that you can admit mistakes, ask questions, and raise concerns without fear of punishment. Google later validated this finding at massive scale through Project Aristotle, a multi-year study of more than 180 teams. After analyzing over 250 variables, Google found that psychological safety was the single strongest predictor of team effectiveness. This is the foundation. Every practice we're about to examine rests on the same principle. When people feel safe to report what actually happened, organizations can learn what actually needs to change. So psychological safety really has nothing to do with human compassion. It's all about increased productivity and business effectiveness and business success. Google's site reliability engineering teams formalized blameless postmortems as a core operational discipline. Their guiding principle is explicit. You can't fix people, but you can fix systems and processes to better support people making good decisions. Postmortems are written within 48 hours using a structured format that documents timeline, impact, contributing factors, and concrete action items with owners and priorities. This is not ceremonial reflection, it's engineering work. Google reinforces this culture deliberately. They share high-quality postmortems company-wide, maintain a postmortem working group, and actively correct blameful language in real time. When conversations drift toward "why didn't someone?", trained facilitators redirect toward conditions, signals, and system behavior. The result is not leniency, it's reliability. Google reports fewer repeat incidents and stronger system resilience as a direct outcome of this practice. In 2012, Etsy CTO John Allspaw published Blameless Postmortems and a Just Culture, introducing much of the software industry to modern safety science. Allspaw's insight was mechanical, not moral. Engineers who fear punishment will withhold the information needed to understand how failures actually occurred. Without that understanding, recurrence is guaranteed. Etsy operationalized this insight. Engineers were expected to provide detailed narratives of their actions, assumptions, and expectations without fear of retribution. Etsy actively sought second stories, multiple perspectives on the same event, recognizing no single narrative captures a complex failure. Accountability remained, but it pointed forward. Engineers were accountable for helping the system improve, not for absorbing blame. Netflix took blamelessness further by deliberately injecting failure into production systems. Through tools like Chaos Monkey and the Simian Army, Netflix forced systems to experience failure regularly, so teams would design for resilience rather than hope. This approach only works in a blameless culture. If engineers were punished for failures during chaos experiments, learning would stop immediately. Instead, Netflix treats failure, even induced failure, as a learning signal. The result is extraordinary reliability at global scale. I remember when Netflix was just like a vending machine provider of DVDs. I wonder if some of the people that are taking this course right now were maybe not even around when they were still doing that before they even started all the online stuff. Now, NASA learned these lessons the hard way. Sadly, both the Challenger and Columbia disasters involved known technical issues that became normalized over time. Engineers raised concerns. Organizational culture suppressed them. Diane Vaughan called this the normalization of deviance. I was watching the Challenger live on television when it exploded, the Challenger launch. I was just a youngster, but we knew some of the people involved, so it was a sad time. After Columbia, NASA rebuilt its safety culture, though, around explicit principles. Reporting without fear, just culture, learning, flexibility, and engagement. Mishap investigations focus on contributing factors, not individual blame. NASA's experience proves that technical excellence alone is not enough. Without a culture that protects honesty, even the best engineers will fail. Now, across all four organizations, the same patterns emerge. They investigate systems, not people. They protect the flow of honest information. They make learning visible and shared. They treat learning as a sustained investment. So these practices are not cultural luxuries. They are performance strategies. Straight up, end of story, performance strategies. High-performing organizations understand something others do not. Failure is not the enemy of reliability. Silence is. Every failure that is punished or hidden guarantees repetition. In the next module, we'll move from understanding what works to learning how to implement it, replacing the 5 whys with investigation methods designed to surface systems, not scapegoats.